In the far south of Africa, where the sun pours its golden blessing and its warning upon the savanna, there exists a world where humans are not the rulers, but merely visitors. The vast and wild Ngolo Reserve is a land where every breath, footstep, and whisper of wind obeys the laws of nature alone. This story unfolds under a dazzling sun, beneath a pristine sky, among tall golden grasses and ancient baobab trees standing like time's gatekeepers. And here, in the stillness of a midday calm, nature orchestrated a moment no one would ever forget. Amina, a young woman from the Mbeel tribe, was in the final month of pregnancy. Her group was making its way to a new settlement, passing along the edge of Ngolo, a path the locals revere with both respect and awe. Beneath her red earth-toned shawl, her eyes shimmered with the hope of her firstborn child. As the sun climbed higher, the heat melted all strength. The group paused to rest beneath a large tree. But Amina felt something stir in her belly, a dull yet clear pain. Not wanting to trouble anyone, she quietly stepped away to catch her breath and find a bit more shade, thinking it was only a false contraction. But within minutes, she realized she had wandered too far. Under the blinding sun, the landmarks blurred. Tall grasses obscured her way back. And then another sharp contraction struck. Unable to walk further, she collapsed beneath the shade of a towering baobab tree, clutching her belly, her heart pounding. Amina understood her child was coming. Elsewhere, across the grassland, a pride of lionesses was resting after an unsuccessful morning hunt. Leading them was Nari, a large lioness with golden fur that shimmered like sunlight and eyes that radiated rare calm. Suddenly, she lifted her head, ears twitching. Something was different in the wind. Not prey, but a foreign scent. Sweat, blood, and the arrival of life. Compelled by an ancient instinct, Nari rose. She didn't growl. She didn't stalk. She walked toward the baobab, graceful and steady. 3 other lionesses followed, their movements like shadows under the midday sun. At the tree's base, Amina gasped for breath, sweat dripping down her cheeks flushed with pain and heat. Then a shadow passed. Nari emerged, just meters away. The lioness stood still, tilting her head slightly. Her eyes were not hostile. Amina, terrified and exhausted, wanted to scream, but her body had no strength left. Yet, a miracle happened. Nari didn't approach. Instead, she turned, as if gesturing, and lay down, her eyes fixed on the woman. One by one, the other lionesses circled Amina, forming a protective crescent.
No snarls, no panic, no hunt.
Just presence. In the harsh midday sun, the contractions came stronger and closer. The light blurred everything, searing into Amina's consciousness. But in that sacred circle, she was not alone. The lionesses stood watch in silence, as if they knew their purpose. 1 hour, then 2. At last, amid birdsong and rustling grass, a newborn cry broke through, a pure, trembling note of life. A baby girl was born, tiny, red, but fierce, as though shaped from the very soil that bore her. With what little strength she had left, Amina held the child to her chest. She whispered, "Nala, you are the gift of the sun." At that moment, Nari slowly approached. Amina met her eyes, no longer afraid, only filled with awe and gratitude. Nari bent her head gently to sniff the child's skin, then lay beside them, eyes half closed, as if guarding the midday slumber of a mother and her newborn. Overhead, a great eagle circled, bearing silent witness to the sacred event. At the same time, a team of rangers, led by a man named Mosi, was tracking a lost transmitter. They detected unusual movement among the lions. When they viewed the flycam footage, they froze in disbelief. A woman in the middle of the plains, cradling a newborn, surrounded by 4 lions lying peacefully like royal guards. As their pickup truck neared, the lions rose. Nari looked straight at the humans. She didn't roar. She didn't flee. She simply looked. Then she turned, walking slowly into the tall grass, the pride fading with her. Amina and baby Nala were taken to the reserve's medical center. She recovered well, and none of the rangers could recount the experience without a shiver of reverence. The story spread quickly, not only among the Mbeel but far and wide. Anthropologists, scientists, and lovers of nature marveled at the phenomenon. How, under the blazing sun, predators had become silent protectors. Years passed. Nala grew up strong, wise, and calm in a way few could explain. She moved through the world with a quiet presence, as if the earth itself whispered to her. She spent her childhood visiting the Ngolo Reserve, listening to the rangers' stories, drawing pictures of lions in the sand, and asking about the pride that had watched over her. At age 22, Nala returned, not as a visitor, but as a conservationist. She joined the Ngolo Wildlife Protection Unit as a lion researcher, working side by side with the very people who had once found her in the bush. She was not interested in fame or retelling the tale of her birth. Instead, she worked tirelessly to track lion populations, defend them from poachers, and restore the fragile balance between people and predators. She founded a program called the Silent Guardians, educating local communities on coexisting with lions and protecting their natural corridors. Many nights, she camped alone in the savanna with nothing but a camera trap and a notebook, listening for the distant rumble of lions across the grass. And sometimes, just sometimes, she swore she recognized a familiar silhouette in the distance. A lioness, older now, standing still under the same baobab tree where she had once been born. When Nala turned 30, she brought her mother back to that tree. They stood side by side, mother and daughter, under the high noonday sun. "I was born here," Nala whispered, "and I will spend my life guarding the ones who guarded me." And somewhere, deep within the savanna, a lion's low rumble echoed, not of warning, not of fear, but of memory. In a world where nature is too often misunderstood as wild and dangerous, the story of Amina and the lions reminds us. Life, compassion, and the instinct to protect can exist in the most unexpected places. Nature is not just to be admired, it is to be understood and safeguarded. If you believe in the power of stories like this, where humanity and the wild meet with kindness, then subscribe to our channel and help us share these extraordinary moments with the world. Don't miss the stories that touch both hearts and horizons.